Were the 2025 AMAs a flop? Let's talk about it. This year's American Music Awards marked its return after a 2-year hiatus, and now it's being labeled by media as the worst show ever. Cancelled in 2023 and 2024, expectations were high for a major comeback. But let's just say, people were left feeling underwhelmed, unimpressed, and frankly, just disappointed. And let's get into why. There were 3 main reasons, in my opinion. First off, barely any major artists showed up to the event. We did have a few, so despite seeing artists like SZA, Shabuzi, Janet Jackson, Rod Stewart, Renee Rapp, Benson Boone, we didn't see any of the major nominated artists such as Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Sabrina Carpenter, Kendrick Lamar, Billie Eilish, and Ariana Grande. A lot of people were complaining about seeing more influencers at the show than actual artists who were a part of it. Reason number 2, the performances. With J-Lo being this year's host, she kicked off the show by performing a dance medley of 23 hit songs. And although it was a cool concept, I think people were a bit confused to see her dancing to a mix of other artists' music, and even more so when she kissed 2 of her dancers on stage during that performance. I think it all felt just a little cliche, and like they wanted the audience to be gagged, but I think instead they were just left confused. It's just not something that would wow a crowd anymore because it's been done. Although there were some great live performances, fans and viewers were shocked to learn that Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani's performances, on the other hand, were actually not live, they were pre-recorded. So if you were at home watching on a screen, TV, streaming, whatever, it looked live on the televised broadcast, when in reality, at the actual award show in person, they were playing it on a screen. A bit deceiving if you ask me, and totally underwhelming for the audience who attended expecting to see these artists live. And reason number 3, award snubs and disappointments. The whole point of an award show really is to present awards, right? Well, during this year's AMAs, a bunch of major categories weren't even televised. Yes, they did announce and present some awards, but majority of the results were just released online. The most shocking ones being Album of the Year and Song of the Year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't these 2 the most important ones of the night? Like the moment that we're all waiting for at the end of an award show? Not to mention, no Album of the Year nominees actually showed up to the event in person. So I don't know, maybe that's why they decided not to televise it. Don't ask me, I'm just making assumptions. One of the biggest upsets of the evening had to do with Taylor Swift. Not only is Taylor the most awarded artist in AMA history, holding a record of 40 wins, but she earned 6 nominations this year and took home not a single win, which is surprising because at the very least, fans thought that she would take home the award for favorite touring artist, which was actually won by Billie Eilish, but one could definitely argue that the Eras Tour was too big for her to not win that award. And just in general, people were hoping for her presence there because there were lots of speculation circulating that she would announce Reputation, Taylor's version, at the AMAs. So unfortunately, yeah, that never happened. We still don't have that announcement yet, folks. Since a lot of artists weren't there, they accepted their awards via video, just like this clip here of The Weeknd sending in a little bit of a blurry video of his acceptance speech.
Oh, thank you AMAs for this generous award. I wish I could be there.
And this is no shade towards The Weeknd. It just seems like the overall production and overall quality of the production just wasn't quite there. And of course, you can't knock some of the great highlights of the show. There were some incredible awards being accepted last night, such as Janet Jackson accepting the Icon Award and Rod Stewart accepting the Lifetime Achievement Award. But I think fans absolutely had a right to be confused about a lot of things that went down at this year's AMAs. So when you really sit back and think about it, the real question we gotta ask here is, are award shows dead? I have no one to ask here though right now because no one's around me, but please guys, please, you let me know. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about this, what you thought of this year's AMAs, and let us know what you'd like to hear from us next. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already part of the Much fam. Much love!